in the mediation, we'd actually be sat more me here and them there, but because we're playing to an audience, we're a little bit closer together. Okay. So normally, the other thing is it's a friendly process, and we'd be on first name terms, but just so we can get close shave, tenacious, we're going to be formal today. Right. Well, so here we start. Right. Well, both of you have signed the mediation agreement. Thank you very much for that. You're now formally in mediation. I'd just like to run through the process with you. In a moment, I'm going to ask both of you to make a short opening statement, just to summarise your position. After that, I'm going to invite you to go back to your rooms, and I'll almost act like a shuttle diplomat, and I'll come from one room to the other, and I'll explore the issues, and we'll, as the day goes on, we'll try and move towards reaching a settlement. I've read the papers. I've talked to you both. You're both here in good faith. I'm entirely satisfied about that, and I'm very confident that we can reach an agreement today. I just want to tell you a few things about the process. Most importantly, this is I think what makes it work, is the process is without prejudice. It's without prejudice in two ways. First, anything you say to me today, anything you say within the confines of the mediation is without prejudice, and that means it can't be referred to in later court proceedings. The second thing is that it's confidential. So when I'm in the room with you, anything you tell me is in confidence. So that means you can tell me absolutely anything you want. I'm very, very firm about this confidence. This is what makes the whole thing work. And I will ask you then if I can if I can tell the other party what you've been telling me. If you don't want me to, all you've got to say is no, and that means it's confidential. So that is very important today. We talk in confidence, and that means that we can get to the nitty-gritty of the issues. The other thing that I'd like to stress is I'm a mediator. Now that means I'm not a judge. I am here to settle and help you facilitate a settlement of your case. You can ask me till you're blue in the face as to whether or not I think you're right or wrong. I won't tell you. I will, during the course of the day, ask you certain questions. And if those questions are a bit prickly, then it probably means that I am doing my job right, because we need to get to the real issues here. So that's the first thing I want to stress, that it's voluntary. Second, that it's confidential. Next thing I want to stress is that it is a voluntary process. I have heard mediators in my sitting here saying, I will do anything that I possibly can to keep you here. You are free to go at any time. I've heard mediators say that they will rugby tackle you, they will do anything to keep you here. Rest assured, I'm too old to do any rugby, any tackling. But what I would ask you is, if you're thinking about going, then please do let me know, and obviously I'll try and persuade you to stay. The other thing I'd like to mention to you is that I've now done about 300 or 400 of these mediations, and every one I do, whether I'm sitting here as the mediator or sitting there acting for the parties, it always seems that at some moment in time, it just is not going to work. I don't know why this is, but when that happens, don't worry about it, because the process will see us through. I just wanted to stress that. The other thing is that when we reach the agreement, I will ask you to sign a document before we go, so it's all legally binding today. Now guys, have you got any questions you want to ask me about that?
Well, before we start, I need to go by 4 o'clock because I've got a sailing boat race. So yeah, hopefully we can get through it as as possible.
I might say to you, if you could just get somebody to deputise, just on the off chance we haven't finished by 4 o'clock, that might be a wise idea.
We'll see how this goes. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this real life still, or is that possible?
He's acting.
We can have a boat race.
Did you study drama?
Results.
Okay, now I'll stop it there, because that actually is not too far off my normal opening in a mediation. That's not far off my normal pattern, is it?
No.
The reason I threw this in, this Googling to come in, was that I actually have had that said to me, not about a boat race, it was to go to play bridge. and the solicitor just up to the left at 4 o'clock and went off to play the maps. Absolutely fabulous. These things take time. It could be it'll take 4 hours. It could be it'll take 8. It might take 12. And the idea is you're going to have to put aside the whole day for the mediation. And boat racing, of course, will become nothing.